So a couple while, maybe like a month ago, I wanted to keep making some Uma Musume videos, but then I was like, the game's kind of feeling old. It's not exactly old, but it's just like I'm having some Uma Musume fatigue here. There's not really much to do in the game anymore. So before I was gonna make a video talking about some of the bad stuff or the boring stuff that's happening in Uma Musume. And then they introduced the Trackblazer mode, which I played it and I was like, holy, this is more interesting and fun than I expected. Like between Trackblazer, they did some couple events that are slightly different, but not exactly all that different. And then there's always the Champions Meeting. The LDR, the Champions Meeting sucks. I don't like it. It's a way of end game playing, but it's like it kind of gets old once you keep doing pretty much the exact same thing over and over again. So I wasn't really exactly that big of a fan of Champions Meeting. I mean, it is fun for like a couple times, but it just keeps coming and coming and coming, and every whales out there just get more whaley, and then it's harder and harder to beat and win. And the careers runs don't give you the best Umas, and it takes a huge amount of time. It's like, I got some other things to do. It's like, sorry, not sorry, but I don't got all day for Uma Musume. That's just life. But all that aside, Trackblazer came out. I started to grind a different way. I think Trackblazer is pretty fun. It is like when Unity Cup first came out, and I was having the same thing. I was having Uma Musume fatigue. I've been doing the same thing over and over again. I kind of got bored with it. But then Unity Cup came out, and I was like, ooh, this is some really nice, interesting game mode. And now Trackblazer came out, and I did the exact same thing. Like, woo, this is a pretty good and fun, interesting game mode. So yeah, instead of talking about some of the bad stuff of Uma Musume, I might as well not. Also, I just talked about the Cygames and its AI Studio incidents, which wasn't that huge of a problem, as we can probably see right now. The internet talked about it, and then no one cared about it afterwards because there's nothing more about it. Like I said in the video before, it's like, we'll eventually see if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but for now, nobody will care, and nobody cares. Well, part of it is because that there's no information coming out anymore, so we don't know what's happening anymore, and we just move on to the next controversial thing. Yeah, but anyways, thanks for watching. Have fun. Bye-bye.